Broadcasting from Slough. Streaming around the world.
This is Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Atom Radio. Oh, yeah. Playing the music you want to hear.
The podcast.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Hello, welcome to episode 145 of the Atom Radio Best Bits of Breakfast podcast, summer holiday edition and all that, you know, like second full week of the summer holidays all done. Isn't it funny how time, like, when you have time off, it flies. When you don't, it doesn't. It horrendously drags. Anyway, hope summer holidays are going well. Obviously, if you are still at work, then I hope weeks are going well. Let's put it that way. On the way this week in the podcast, not sufficiently toff, motoring annoyances, place names that just cannot be pronounced when you're doing something serious, random national days as well, which crop up. You know, you get them and that. This is one of the strangest ones I've heard. And also qualities for aging. If you're young, what do you want to keep when you're older? And if you're older, what do you think you've already kept? That and more in this week's podcast. Enjoy.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
One thing I want to pick up on, the ex-government minister, Lord Digby Jones, just goes to show how out of touch the whole establishment of the Lords are in general. Alex Scott, massive up-and-coming presenting success story. Lord Digby Jones says, I want her off because she doesn't speak posh enough. Like, what is that all about, Lord Digby Jones? Hey, what's all that about? I think it just shows, doesn't it? Like, the House of Lords is so out of touch with the general population. Politics, let's be honest, the whole of politics at the moment is out of touch with the population. I'm wondering who it is the government govern for. Is it the electorate who elected them, or is it the donors who fund their lifestyle? I don't know. It's beyond me. Anyway, that's far too deep for this early on a Monday morning, 6:11. I don't want to be that deep on a Monday morning.
Mark Denholm on Atom Radio.
Morning, welcome to Monday. It's Mark Denholm at breakfast. Howard Jones, what is love? Must tell you a funny story. One evening last week, a friend of mine on Facebook, in a relationship, picture of said person in a beer garden. Next morning, single. Well, that's not a relationship by any stretch of the imagination, is it? It's a one-night stand. Most people, however, don't go on Facebook and change their relationship status just to defend a one-night stand. You know, you're a grown adult, you can do what you want. If one-night stands are your thing, you don't really need to change your Facebook status to justify it, do you? I wouldn't do it.
Mark Denholm.
AtomRadio.co.uk.
Today I want to run past you something that happened to me yesterday, and that is I was driving along. If you know the A4 Bath Road in Slough, you'll know Slough Borough Council have stuck this fairly dumb bus lane along it from basically Wellington Street at the Sainsbury's roundabout all the way down to the Huntercombe Spur at the Dover Road crossroads. It swaps into a cycle lane, which is just as pointless as the bus lane. But anyway, I was driving along yesterday in the traffic lane, not the bus lane, when this lady pulls out of a side road through the bus lane in front of me, and it's a 30-mile-an-hour road. She does no more than about 15. So she's pulled out in front of me, forcing me to brake, and then done no more than about 15 miles an hour, about half the speed limit. Cue somebody saying it's a limit, not a target, but you know what I'm saying. You've got to be reasonable about these things. And I'm thinking, if I was in charge, like, that would be a bookable offence. Pulling out in front of someone and then doing half the speed limit would be a bookable offence. You get it on the motorway as well, don't you, where you're at a slip road and then somebody crawls on the motorway at like 40 miles an hour and you're thinking, oh, why didn't you use the slip road to build up the speed? Why not? So today I ask you then, what thing about motoring would you make a criminal offence if you could? If you're in charge and you can make something about motoring a criminal offence, what would it be? On air at atomradio.co.uk is how you get in touch this Tuesday morning.
Mark Denham.
atomradio.co.uk
6:18, hello to you if you're listening from Scotland, where Nicola Sturgeon has kept lockdown rules on masks. She's accused of keeping control of large parts of people's lives.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
16:27 morning, Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Good news, COVID cases fall again, another 5-week low and a 7% drop on last week. Hospital admissions dipped by 15% as well. And if you live in Bristol city centre or in Harcliffe in Bristol, in Llandudno Junction South and, oh my God, Lassenfraid Glan Conwy, Mid Saltash in Cornwall, Torpoint in Cornwall, Dunkswall, Pottery and Stockland in East Devon, the Isles of Scilly, Leeds City Centre, Castleford and Deansgate, Barnstaple, Sticklepath, Western Winterstoke, Tamerton, Folliott, Eynsham and Stanholt, Harcourt, or Dunster, Dulverton and Exmoor. Congratulations, your area has avoided a single death since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. There you are, you see. It's not all doom and gloom for you.
Mark Denham.
atomradio.co.uk
Atom Radio on atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, Radio Box, Streamer, Smart Speaker and iTunes Radio. Thursday, 5th of August. I can tell you it is International Traffic Light Day today. Who on earth thought of a day to celebrate traffic lights? All they ever do is cause delays, especially the temporary ones. Please tell me they're not involved in this, the temporary traffic lights, because all they ever do is cause delays and annoyance. But anyway, happy day to you today if you are a traffic light. I can't believe I'm now addressing traffic lights.
Mark Denham.
atomradio.co.uk
Perhaps a wind down day at work today. Loads of people treat Friday like kind of a wind down day, don't they? But in effect, it's anything but, isn't it? Because you're thinking, oh God, I've got to get that done by the weekend. Got to get that done by the weekend. And Friday then often ends up like Monday and Friday are the two busiest days of the week, aren't they? I did mention on Monday, didn't I? Like being a doctor's receptionist and having to deal with the Monday hypochondriacs must be horrible. I suppose you get the same on a Friday, as everyone tries Friday afternoon to get the emergency walk-up appointments so they don't have to hypochondriac through the weekend. I don't know. I bet it does happen.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio. Atom Radio.
What I would like to run past you today and get your opinion on air at atomradio.co.uk. As we get older, looks fade, right? Now, your view of attractive may or may not change when you're between, say, 18 and 50, 18 and 60, whatever. Your view on attractive may not change, but the actual looks change. You get wrinkly, grey, etc., etc. My question to you today is, what quality do you either hope that you have if you're young now when you're still older, or if you are older, what quality do you think that you have kept that has remained unchanged? On air at atomradio.co.uk.
Mark Denham on Atom Radio.
Morning. Welcome to Friday. It is Mark Denham. We're anthemic this morning, aren't we? The home of the music you want to hear. This is Atom Radio on atomradio.co.uk. Tune in, Radio Box, Streamer, Smart Speaker and iTunes Radio. Morning, Stacey. What quality do you think you've kept, Mark? Well, all of them. You know, there's no point in messing around, is there? All of them. Looks, definitely. Sense of humour, definitely. Everything is still just exactly where it was. In my head, anyway.
atomradio.co.uk
I best make very clear, only in my head. All right, in terms of qualities and that, I would say certainly I don't look like a teenager anymore by any stretch of the imagination. Certainly don't have the physique of a teenager anymore. And well, to be fair, the hairline of a teenager went in my 20s anyway, so there's no real point in worrying about that in any way whatsoever. But yeah, that answer there to that question was slightly tongue-in-cheek. But if you can't be tongue-in-cheek about yourself, who can you be tongue-in-cheek about. That'll wrap up episode 145 of the Best Bits podcast. This week's Best Bits are done. You can go back and listen to any of them, should you want to, all 144 other episodes as well. Or if you wait patiently, we will have episode 146 for you next weekend. Make sure you subscribe, and then you will get notified in your favourite podcast app when episode 146 goes live next weekend. First, though, we've got to actually do the show Monday to Friday, 6 until 10 on Atom Radio to gain some Best Bits.
Atom Radio. Playing the music you want to hear.
I'd appreciate your company on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday on atomradio.co.uk, TuneIn Radio Box, Streamer, Smart Speaker and iTunes Radio if you don't mind.
Atom Radio.